Hi, my name is Molly Booth. I'm a writer and an author of young adult fiction, actually young adult fiction relating to Shakespeare. So I love the Folger Shakespeare Library, and I thought it would be fun to share my Shakespeare story. The first time I really connected with Shakespeare was in college. I'd read Romeo and Juliet in high school, but I didn't really get it. So in college I was taking a literature course where we read 4 big tragedies by Shakespeare, and the first one we read was Hamlet. So my first connection to Shakespeare happened when I was doing my homework. I was on the train reading this copy of Hamlet. It's my first copy of Hamlet, my first real copy, my own copy of Shakespeare. What's really funny about this copy is it actually is used, so it used to belong to someone named Mark, so it's got Mark's name all over it, and pretty funny notes from Mark in the text. Anyways, I was reading it on my commute to school in Boston, Massachusetts. I went to Bunker Hill Community College. I was on the Blue Line. I was reading the first act of Hamlet, and I realized that I could actually understand Shakespeare. I could understand the words, I could understand the metaphors, and it was so beautiful. And I think why I really connected to Hamlet at this particular time and connected to Shakespeare at this particular time was that I could really relate to what Hamlet was going through. Not in the sense that my dad had just come back as a ghost and I had to figure out how to murder my uncle, but in the sense that Hamlet was really searching for identity and he was having a hard time making decisions, and that was kind of where I was at in my life at that point. Yeah, so that was really my first connection with Shakespeare on the train that day. I almost missed my train switchover because I was so into the play, and after that first time kind of falling into a Shakespeare play, I was hooked, and I went on to study Shakespeare in college. I also studied creative writing, and I got really into kind of melding those two things together, and so I ended up writing a book called Saving Hamlet. And this is my advanced reader copy of the book. It is actually being published by Disney Hyperion, and it is coming out this year, November 1st, 2016. The book was actually inspired by that first connection with Shakespeare I had on the train that day. It's about a teenage girl who's working on her high school's production of Hamlet, and she falls through the trapdoor in the stage at her high school and lands in the basement of the Globe Playhouse in 1601, which was Shakespeare's theater. And so she works on the original production of Hamlet, and then she works on her high school's production of Hamlet as well. I took that feeling that I had of kind of falling into this beautiful literature and made that kind of more literal, to have a girl fall through a trapdoor and land in Shakespeare's world. So that's the book. It comes out 11/1/16. It's all the good Shakespeare-y dorkness. My first connection with Shakespeare was so inspiring that it led to my first novel being published, so that's really cool. Thank you so much, Shakespeare, you're the best. And thank you so much, Folger Shakespeare Library, and happy Shakespeare 400. Happy birthday, death day, Shakespeare.